Hello, everyone. Is it almost afternoon? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is where you guys are. I had to pop on because, as you've probably seen by now, there is so much news. There is so much happening at Walt Disney World in terms of what I'll still call the phased reopening of Walt Disney World since the 2020 COVID related closures. So I figured let's hop on, talk about the updated mask policy, the physical distancing, you name it. We'll chat about it, new things that are going to be coming, stuff going on at Epcot. So when you do hop on, let me know, say hello, drop me a comment, and we will start chatting. And in addition to all of the updates that we're going to be chatting about, I figured why not do a little Q&A at the same time? So I think that we'll have a little blast just for a little bit to hop on and say hello to you guys. I see Robert is here. Hey, Robert, how's it going? Patty, thanks for hopping on. Happy Saturday. Patty, I love your profile picture. I'm guessing that is from your most recent visit. I love it. That is awesome. Hey, Randy, I still have 11:59 on my clock. I'm going to consider official 11:59 on my Apple Watch with Buzz Lightyear on there. So I'm going to say morning for now. We got a few seconds until afternoon over here. And Randy, it's probably even more morning where you are, right? I believe Texas. Hey, Shannon, how's it going, guys? Shannon is the owner of our official travel agency partner, Destinations to Travel. We're going to be talking about them a little bit later after we get through some of the updates and news that's happening, because as you guys can imagine, there are so many people. I've been getting so many messages and questions of people that with these recent updates are now starting to feel more ready to travel back to Walt Disney World if maybe they haven't done so already. As time goes on, we are coming up to, I guess, a more normal, nearing a much more normal type of experience at Walt Disney World. So very exciting stuff. And now is, of course, the time, like I said, with so many people wanting to go and visit, that a lot of people we're hearing are itching to go back and plan those trips, which is so super exciting. And we're going to be talking about all of that. Hello, Kelly. Happy Saturday. Karen is here. Charmaine from Alaska. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching and hanging out with us. Hello, Deanna. Thank you for tuning in. All right, here we go. Chris and Melissa, no need to apologize for jumping into the questions. I love it. Why not? If you guys have questions now that you're thinking of about the updated mask policy, any other updated policies, because it seems like there's so many happening at Walt Disney World, or even just anything Walt Disney World in general, let me know. I would be more than happy to chat with you, try to give you the best possible answer that I can. So Chris and Melissa has a question about the masks on rides. Does that mean on the outside rides also like Dumbo or Magic Carpets? So that is a perfect, fantastic question. So you do have to wear masks on all attractions, including in the queues. So that would mean, yes, on Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, the Tomorrowland Speedway, Triceratops Spin, and the Animal Kingdom, attractions like that that are actually outdoors. And come to think of it, there really aren't too many. It feels like there's so many more in Disneyland in California than there are here, listen to me, as if I'm there in Florida, down at Walt Disney World in Florida. So yes, on those outdoor attractions, if a ride is outdoors, you do still have to wear a mask. If you are on a queue for an attraction, once you enter that queue, you do then have to also wear a mask. There's been a bit of a gray area I've been hearing this morning in terms of outdoor queues. If you're in, so far what I've heard, and again, I will be there in 9 or 10 days. I cannot wait. So I will keep you all posted with what I'm experiencing firsthand. But what I have been hearing so far this morning is that there's been a bit of a gray area in terms of the outdoor extended queues. So meaning that if you enter an outdoor queue that is leading up to the indoor portion of that queue, a cast member may ask you to put on your mask. But if you're in the extended portion of that queue, so for example, Slinky Dog Dash, let's say the line is going all the way back to out of Toy Story Land. If you're all the way that far back and you're almost not even in a part of the queue, even an outdoor portion of the queue, you might not need to wear your mask there. So if you are outside in a queue, depending on kind of how far removed you are from the actual part of that queue, if that makes sense, you probably may not have to wear a mask there. But again, it's still so new, and there's so much coming out of Walt Disney World today, since today is day one of this new mask policy. So we're going to keep you posted with how that gray area actually plays out. But I wanted to just let you know what we've been hearing so far today, even though it's just been a few hours since the parks have opened. So I hope that definitely helps at least a bit. So let's see what else we have here. Deanna, excellent question. So what have they done about lines? I just can't really imagine staying socially distanced in line. So that is a fantastic question, because another recent policy change, and I love that you guys are coming right into the topics that I already had on a little cheat sheet of things to get to. This is working out beautifully. So what happens on the queues right now in terms of social distancing? Walt Disney World, as of, I think it was maybe Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Tuesday, one day earlier this week, they started to remove any references on their website or on signage at Walt Disney World of the 6-foot physical distancing rule. So instead of 6 feet, they've then lessened the amount of distance to keep anywhere, whether you're in a gift shop, on a queue for an attraction. So that is definitely being lessened. They haven't said exactly what amount of distance they're wanting people to now keep in between themselves and other guests. I'm going to assume that it's going to be 3 feet, like Universal and like the CDC recommendation. So I'm going to guess that that's going to be the rule of thumb, will be 3 instead of 6. And I'm not very sure how it's going to play out in terms of the distancing markers in the queues. Not sure, because I haven't been there and I haven't really seen much about this, if they're going to start to move those distancing markers that were previously 6 feet in the queues. I can say, just from my firsthand experience, that when it came to distancing, that was a rule that I saw in the queues, at least, followed a lot less than the mask rules. So some people would definitely stand on their please wait here marker in a queue and it would be okay. Some people would walk right past the please stand here marker and be relatively close to the guests in front of them. So like you're saying, Deanna, I totally get it. I at first was like, how are they going to distance these? But this is going back, nearly a year or so. When I was wondering, how is this going to work out? How far back is everyone in the queue going to have to be? So they back, and it has been kind of interesting because the lines look way longer because they've been trying to enforce guests to keep as much distance as possible. So now it'll be less distance than before. So we'll see how that goes as well. Hello, Jeff. How's it going? Thanks for hopping on. Demetra, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I apologize if I did not. How many people have lost their mask on the Speedway? Excellent question. I have thought about that before, like on rides like Rock and Roller Coaster, especially, probably just Rock and Roller Coaster, I would think. Wearing a mask on a very fast-paced roller coaster. And I was kind of like, is the force going to do anything to the mask? Is it going to move at all? And it actually stayed totally still, so it seemed fine. But that is a great question. I wonder if it's happened before. Someone's maybe adjusting and lost the handle on it. Who knows? Nobaya, I hope I pronounced your name correctly as well. Good morning from South Carolina. 154 more days. That is going to be here sooner than you know it. Once you get under that 3-digit number, once you get in the double digits, you will be, as you know, I'm sure you will be flying to that trip. That is awesome. Jeff, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you're having an awesome day and continue to have a great rest of your weekend. That is so exciting. Thanks for taking some time to hang out with us on your birthday. That is so exciting. That is a great point, Sheila. Maybe aside, put your mask on starting here. That would help. I think that would actually be a pretty good idea, just to help differentiate between what part of an outdoor queue you might not need to wear your mask on, and then at what point of an outdoor queue where it's leading into the indoor portion you might need to. That is an excellent idea. I love that. Yes, Patty, great point. I've also seen that as well on the Tower of Terror in the queue area. And they're also loading, I read, every row on the Tower of Terror and some other attractions as well. I must admit, the one attraction that I would be most excited to experience again post plexiglass would be Kilimanjaro Safari in the Animal Kingdom. Even though it's obviously still mind blowing and fantastic and perfect, that's probably the one attraction that, for me personally, I felt was most affected by the plexiglass. So if Patty, like we're saying here, if this is a definite sign of less and less plexiglass in the near future, that is one attraction that I will be so excited to go on without a slightly obstructed view. Let's see, Lynn has a question here. Are they letting people into the quick service restaurants without having to use your phone to order? Great question. As far as I know right now, the quick service restaurants that had the mobile order requirement in effect, those restaurants still do. I'm not sure how that's going to change. I would imagine that that might be another thing to change pretty soon, since the mask changes happen pretty quickly in comparison to when the CDC guidance was released, or changed, I should say. So I am definitely thinking that that would change somewhat soon, but I think that when that happens, it'll be a semi big deal. So we'll probably have heard about it whenever it does take effect. If it happens while I'm there, guys, I will definitely be letting you know. But I think that that is still in place as of right now. Suzanne, yes, I definitely think that restaurants are going to be increasing capacity. We've been seeing increased capacity in so many different elements. Park capacity has apparently already increased, and there are plans to increase it even further. That is one element. More hotels, or more resorts, I should say, are going to be reopening soon as well. We have the boardwalk. We have, I can't wait for Port Orleans, though, guys. When Port Orleans reopens, I'm going to be so excited to go back and get my beignets. I cannot wait. But I do think that with the increased park capacity, other resorts reopening, that there is going to be even an expanded capacity at the resorts. Because, for example, even some of the DVC parts of the resort, some of the villas, those aren't even at 100% capacity, even though they've been open now for quite some time. So I think that the restaurants are definitely one of the next things to come, because if the 6-foot recommendation is now being rolled back to a lower distance, let's just say 3 feet, I think that restaurants definitely would be the next spot for capacity to increase. Even on some theater shows like Festival of the Lion King, they're now seating people much more closely together. I think every row now, if I read correctly this morning, I could be wrong, but I think today's the first official day of the Festival of the Lion King, where they have been kind of in previews or a soft opening phase for a celebration of Festival of the Lion King at the Animal Kingdom. So capacity is really going up everywhere. So I think restaurants are definitely sure to come soon. Yeah, Patty, right? It was a question that ran through my mind, and it really was perfectly fine. Let's see. Okay, so Barbie asks, I know they said you have to keep your mask on when you are on all transportation, but if your family is the only one in a Skyliner gondola, do you still have to keep your masks on? That is a great question. As far as I know, the rule is, the way that I at least read the rule, it says yes, that you would have to keep your mask on, but I'm not so sure how that's going to play out, because I don't personally see, at least for right now, the Skyliner capacity going up that much. I mean, maybe, but I still think that at least for a bit longer, we're going to keep the Skyliner operating with one party per gondola. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I mean, if you have to like take a sip of water or eat a little something, like I'm a type 1 diabetic, so there are times where I've been on the Skyliner during COVID supposed to have my mask on, and I just honestly could not because I had to eat candy that was in my backpack when my blood sugar was low. So, I mean, in instances like that, it was like obviously there was no one there to see me when I had to take care of something and actually eat. So, I mean, I doubt that it would be a big deal. I bet that that might change, or that might actually come out as kind of a modified version of the transportation mask rule. We shall see. But at least that's like what it says by the book right now. It would be, I guess, to keep the mask on during the Skyliner ride, since it is technically a form of transportation. So that should be interesting how that one plays out. Joe, good morning from Aberdeen, Scotland. Hey, Joe, thanks so much for watching all the way from Scotland. That is so, so cool. Randy, 15 days. That is so exciting. I think I'm at 9 or 10. I almost forget. I should probably know it as it's getting this close. My wife is showing me 10. That is the official rule. She held up the two hands to show me the exact number. Right, Patty? The safari without plexiglass would be amazing. That is one thing that I cannot wait for. Kelly is asking any ideas about when they might start fast passes again. So that is an excellent question. I cannot wait for fast passes. We have been hearing some rumors. I don't like to spread rumors, so I won't say about other things that I put in the same category as fast passes that are in talks of coming back somewhat soon. Maybe something that has to do with dining. Maybe a planning part of dining. I'll just tease it like that. But nothing about fast passes, to be perfectly honest. If there was any rumblings, I would have probably done a little teaser like I just did about a type of dining plan. But nothing really about fast passes. No, I wish. Trust me, I am right there with you. Mark, look at that. That is a perfect segue. I did not even mean to do that. Mark's asking, when will meal plans be back soon? Will this mean meal plans will be back soon? It can affect capacities now. Yes, I totally agree that, especially for capacity reasons, that it would be great to have back, just to kind of get people more regimented in their dining plans. I think somewhat soon. I personally don't think we're going to get every option or every iteration of the Disney dining plan that we had before COVID, but I do think that we're going to get some type of a dining plan somewhat soon. That's just kind of my hunch on little rumblings here and there. So it should be very interesting. And let me know, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you were or are a fan of the Disney dining plan, or a thumbs down if it's not really been your thing. Personally, I think that it's a great option. It makes it so convenient for you and your family. It's definitely a great thing to help keep your trip on schedule, and I am a huge fan of staying on schedule. So the only thing is that if you aren't a huge eater and you don't love like a lot of food, then I would say you might want to consider it. But I mean, odds are we're on vacation. Let's be honest. I do it every time. I go against my attempts of trying to not indulge, nonetheless overindulge. And on vacation, I think that it's time to indulge. So given that, I do recommend the dining plan because you're getting a good amount of food. And I think that that's kind of what you want on vacation too. I mean, it's all, fun, and you're just kind of doing your thing and living your life. So I say, why not go for it? It's convenient. You're not going to be hungry. So that's another good thing. I think that it's great for your kids too, because it allows them to kind of, if you want to like let them in, depending on their age, of course, let them in on the know of like how the snack credits work. That can be like a fun thing for them to kind of use their credits here and there wherever they would like, just to kind of add a little fun element to it where like they're in charge because they have the credits and they can kind of do what they want with it to a point, obviously. But just something else to consider. And I cannot wait to share news if and when those dining plans will be back. Shanna, you are so welcome. I am so glad that I can do anything related to helping. So when I am there, especially with all of this, like you're saying, all of this normalcy returning to our vacations, I'm going to be telling you guys all about it. It's going to be awesome. Trust me. So, Linda, yes, plexiglass is coming down in a lot of places. I mean, I don't think close to everywhere because it is just about everywhere, but I think that it's definitely starting on the path of going away. So, that will be another return to normalcy in that department as well. Yes, Randy, I have. So let's talk about fireworks for a minute. Why not? That was on my list of things to get to, so this will be a perfect segue. Again, Harmonious, which if you guys haven't heard before from me, that is like project number one that I am most excited for at Walt Disney World. I know the barges are so big and they're getting so much flack for taking up views that we all love of the World Showcase, and they're just stationed in the middle of the World Showcase Lagoon, and they are big and they're not doing anything right now. So it's kind of like, what's happening over there? I totally get it. But I am betting so much on Harmonious being mind blowing and perfect and arguably the greatest fireworks show ever. I have that high of hopes for it. Just hearing the score, seeing the concept art, hearing about it at the 2019 D23 Expo out in California, I just think that it has something so special to it that every time that I hear the score, or at least a piece of the score for the show, I just get like emotional. Like I can't even take it. It's just so good. And that show, obviously, it's been testing even during the daytime with some like arms of some of these barges and some of the water screens, fountains, all types of stuff like that on the barges have been being tested. But earlier this week, it was heard by some guests staying nearby, I'm assuming Beach Club or Boardwalk, overnight, that the Harmonious soundtrack was heard overnight, which must mean more testing and I would hope, knock on wood, more imminent return of fireworks. I think Harmonious is going to be the first nighttime show back in terms of any nighttime show that has fireworks. I think that it's much easier space around the World Showcase since it is so large to get people there and still keeping whatever amount of distance the recommendation is going to be at Walt Disney World. So I am expecting that. I could entirely be wrong, just my guess. But there's also been some talks about Epcot Forever coming back for, again, a limited time. Ironic name, Epcot Forever, limited time. Funny how that worked out before Harmonious. So that should be interesting to see. I kind of think that it's just going to be Harmonious. I don't think Epcot Forever is really going to happen. I wouldn't mind if it did because I loved that show and I'd love a little, like, what's the word? Abridged? I don't know what word I'm thinking of. I'd love okay, this might work. I'd love a slow return into the big fireworks spectaculars. Still can't think of that word. But you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind it at all. I think that it was an awesome show. Although apparently the kites would not return with Epcot Forever. I thought the kites were really cool. They were apparently problematic. So who knows? Yes, Barbie, I am right with you. Port Orleans, French Quarter. I would totally do, like, when that reopens, a night or two there because I haven't stayed at French Quarter. I've stayed at Riverside a few times over the last 5-6 years. French Quarter, I haven't stayed there since I was like a kid. I mean, I visited kind of often because I do love the beignets at the quick service there, but I cannot wait to stay. Amy, great question. Do you think they may go back to loading more than one family in a Skyliner? I think no, not yet. Watch, I'm going to say this on tomorrow. A new rule's going to come out saying, yeah, we're going to load more than one group in a Skyliner. My personal thought is no, not yet. And I kind of hope that they would do that sooner rather than later, especially when Epcot opens or Hollywood Studios opens. And again, the timing there can be different depending on Epcot at 11, Hollywood maybe at 9 or 10. Because when I took the Skyliner from the International Gateway station, right outside the back entrance to Epcot. Took it from there to the main Skyliner hub at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. I had to wait on the line to go to Disney's Hollywood Studios at Caribbean Beach. It had to be a half-hour long line. It was bananas, like insanely long. So that is one area that I would happily give up keeping some distance for significantly shorter wait times, because I do think that the one family per Skyliner cabin does make a huge, huge difference when it comes to the overall wait times. When it's park open and everybody's trying to get there, and you're at Caribbean Beach, which is obviously goes to anywhere, any Skyliner station. So it caused quite a backup. But I do think that we have a bit more time. I wish that I was wrong, or maybe I will be wrong, until that does happen. Patty, me too. I would totally pay for Max Pass. Max Pass over at Disneyland, it is so nice. Guys, you use your phone, and you're basically using your phone to do what you used to be able to do back when they were paper legacy fast passes. So it's a pretty similar system to how fast passes used to work, where kind of like a rolling fast pass system throughout the day, where you can try to get your fast pass with a return time for later on that day, depending on how many fast passes have already been given out in the given day. So I could go up right now to Indiana Jones Adventure and Adventureland at Disneyland, and with Max Pass on my phone, get a return time for, if it's 12:25 right now, who knows, 3 p.m. or something. And you can have one at a time, or can you have two? I am forgetting. I'm not so sure. A lot of stuff on my phone. I was looking to see if it was like more Disney news, but nope, it is not. So yeah, Max Pass is awesome. It is so convenient. I love being able to use my phone to like pick and choose the next attraction to go to. It is such a great system, and you do have to pay for it. I think it's like $10 per person per day, but I would happily pay that at Walt Disney World. I think it's totally, totally worth it. Kristen, I hear you. Luckily, I've been trying to be as proactive as possible in renewing my annual pass to make sure that I am like so good to go for as far out as I possibly can be. So, oops, sorry about that. So I am just like really hoping, because there's so many people that I hear from that would like to purchase an annual pass, and they are unable to because right now they're not being offered. So for renewals, yes, but if you want to actually purchase one for the first time, you can't currently do that. So that will be a very, very nice return when that happens. Lori, we shall see. It should be interesting. I am very curious to see how the free dining promotion is going to play out next time that that would roll out. Who knows? I mean, it should be interesting to see how, with such big changes happening right now, like what else is going to happen, because we've just been, I feel like so many of us have just been waiting for the moments where we can start to return to normalcy in some ways or another. So now that it's like we're feeling that little bit of normalcy and we're like tasting it, it's almost like, wait, so if we're going to start to be normal, can we have this again? Can we have that again? I'm doing it myself too, but so many different things. So yeah, I'm totally hoping for that as well. Let's see. Oop, I lost my spot in the comments. I see a bunch of thumbs up that you guys love the dining plan. Patty loves the quick service dining plan. Personally, that's been my favorite plan as well. I think that is a great one, because sometimes I don't love to do too many table service reservations. There have been trips where I've done a whole bunch and it worked out great. But the quick service one I think is so great, because I usually like to be on the move more than not on the move. So just for my style of trip, that definitely does work out for me. Yeah, Amy, that's another great point. It helps it feel more all-inclusive. Like you already kind of paid and then you're there. It's just kind of, you get to enjoy everything. And aside from like souvenirs, of course, anything else you might need, you don't really have to think much about paying for many more things. So that is definitely another great aspect of that. Heidi, you are going on June 11th. That is so exciting. Have the best plan, and I'm so sorry. No word on fast passes just yet, but who knows? We shall see. We are getting there, guys. We really, really are. Shannon is back. Shannon loves Max Pass. Yep, you can have two. My suspicion was correct. Look at that. What do you know? Yes, there is a lot of more news coming. There's think about how much we've had in the last 3 or 4 days. So it's definitely going to be awesome. And yeah, I agree. I would totally pay for Max Pass. No doubt about it. So if you are like me, let me drop a link in the comments here for you guys. Hang on just a sec. Let's check that here. Let me put that up on the screen. So if you are like me and you're now thinking, can I start to plan either another or your first trip back to Walt Disney World? So right now I have a trip, like I said, in 10 days. My next trip is currently scheduled for a short weekend in July around the reopening of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Of course, the villas and bungalows are open, but the actual resort is not. So I have a trip planned for then. And even though I have those trips, a trip for the 50th anniversary, I'm actually thinking with all this great stuff happening, does it make sense to try to throw another night in here or there later on in the year? Just because if things are moving ahead so quickly now, what's going to happen come November or December? So if you're like me and you just want to start planning and getting something on the books, our only travel agency partner, Destinations to Travel, they are ready and they're actually doing it probably right now because the buzz is kind of happening. So they're planning trips left and right. And if you want to do the same, you can go to this link. Nope, I pointed here. You can go to that link, that worked, and just fill out the form there, let them know kind of what you'd be interested in doing, how long of a stay, how many people, and they will be on the ball. They'll take care of everything for you. It is at no extra cost to you, the same exact cost as what you would pay booking directly through Disney. However, because these agents have their finger on the pulse and they're on the ball constantly and doing this every single day, they know when all of the greatest deals become available. So if there's a deal that can be applied to your stay that will save you money, next thing you know, they just poof, they wave their little magic wand and you're saving money. It's literally that amazing. That's why I book with a travel agent. Up until Shannon, how many years ago? 7, 8, when we first met, my family, we always booked our own trips. It was just kind of what we did. We almost didn't even know that the travel agent service was out there and that it was free. So we just always booked ourselves. And then I met Shannon and she had some of her agents booking a couple of our trips. And it was so easy. It was just kind of, and if you've been before, you kind of know what you want to do. So you just kind of pass that insight onto your agent. They just kind of talk to you about Disney and you have fun talking about different experiences and planning out dining reservations. And they're the ones that do the work for you, waiting on hold with Disney on the phone to modify a reservation, making your dining reservations, waking up early in the morning to making those reservations. They do it all. Seriously, it is that good. So if you want to go ahead and reach out to them, you can click on this link. Well, you can't click on that. You can type that link in. It's also in a comment, so you can try to copy and paste that. And trust me, they will be your new Disney planning BFF. Let them know that Danny sent you, and it will be awesome. Trust me, I cannot recommend them enough. And as so many people here are saying, Craig is saying they're amazing, tremendous to work with. I could not agree more. Patty also love the D2T agents. They're also friendly and helpful. Yes, they are. Amy, totally go for it. And seriously, it is never too early. I saw an email yesterday, day before. It was someone that was just kind of interested in learning more. And they wanted to see if they could kind of get in touch with someone. So whenever they were ready to book, they could kind of have somebody set up and already be in discussions with them. So Amy, it's never too early to just because you go to the website and fill out a form to contact them does not mean you have to book right now at all. I always forget to stress that, but you actually helped and reminded me that if you fill out that form, it's just for you to get in touch with someone, and you don't have to book yet until whenever you are ready. It's totally up to you. That's right, Shannon. I love it. 8 years. That's unbelievable. I knew you would know. Patty, I am so honored. So I don't know the full details because I don't even know this person's name, who I'm about to talk about. And I don't know if this is a known person that you guys might think, oh, this is incredible news once I tell you. But through the soft opening phase for a celebration of Festival of the Lion King, I have been wanting to see one particular performer who I remember for years playing Kiyume, the where Kiyume means strong and masculine, that character in the show. There's this one particular performer who I've always thought is so incredible. So good. He just has like that perfect voice. He is so dead on. And I had not seen him in any videos during this soft reopening phase for the show. And I was a little bummed because I was like, I really wanted to see him. I hope that he's going to come back. He's awesome. This morning, did a little bit more digging, and I found him in a video. So he is back. If you happen to know who I'm talking about, he's been there for years. He has like that voice. I can't even say anything else to describe him. He just has like the extra deep voice. He's in tremendous shape. He's like jacked. He's unbelievable. And if you happen to know who I'm describing, I hope that this helps. But I was just so personally excited. I was like going crazy. So I had to tell someone, and why not tell you guys in hopes that you know who I am chatting about. Shannon, June 6th. That is awesome. Should I say that I didn't remember the anniversary date? Is that like a bad thing to do? But that is so awesome. I love that news. They are the best. Planning has been great. Barbie will never take another trip without D2T. Yes, I am loving this. Jeff, that is so amazing. I am so jealous. Guys, Jeff is at the Rainforest Cafe at Disney's Animal Kingdom. What I would only do to be at the Rainforest Cafe, you're going to laugh, guys. The Rainforest Cafe is, dare I say, now I'm mentioning the one at Disney Springs because I haven't been to the one at the Animal Kingdom for years. In Disney Springs, the Rainforest, I know there are so many restaurants. The Rainforest Cafe is not to be overlooked. It is so good. The food is great. The atmosphere is off the charts. And here's why I'm putting it in such a great high category. While so many of the other restaurants that might be newer, they might be a bit trendier, those restaurants will be packed and have a super long wait. If you want to go to someplace awesome that's a Disney Springs staple and has great food, I totally recommend Cafe. I am not even kidding. Jeff has the right idea. He knows what he's doing. It's that good. So, and especially at Disney Springs at the Lava Lounge, you can sit outside underneath that overhang that they have. You can just like watch some of the amphicars in the distance. You can get some views of Saratoga Springs. It's a great time. We went there, I want to say a couple years ago, not this February, last February. Yeah. And it was unreal. Great service. We got like a whole bunch of different appetizers, split them up as a group. Appetizers were great. Drinks were great. It was just an overall fantastic time. So trust me, next time you're in a pinch at Disney Springs on a crowded night with no reservation, don't sleep on the Lava Lounge and do not sleep on the Rainforest Cafe. It's awesome. So Jeff, I hope you're having a blast. I hope you enjoyed me pumping you up for making a great choice to go to the Rainforest Cafe. And let me know what you're getting. If you're still here, let me know what you're ordering because I love nothing more. What do I love more than talking about food? Would probably just be eating food at Walt Disney World. So yeah, if you would like to share, I would love that. So what else do I have on my list of stuff that is going on? Couple of things. One, I want to know what you guys think about this. So it's going to be my first time on the People Mover in over a year. And I am so excited. And I wanted to get a gauge on how excited you guys would be to see a live stream on the People Mover. Should I do that while I'm at Walt Disney World? So if you think yes, give me a rocket ship emoji so I know that you'd like to see something like that. If not, just saying, People Mover is not exactly my thing, which I don't know why, because the People Mover is just fantastic. And I am so beyond thrilled to get back on that. It's going to be insane because that's like to me, there aren't that many classic Walt Disney World attractions that have that entirely nostalgic feel that feel like it's been untouched. Like Snow White's Scary Adventures is the type of ride that I'm thinking of. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Those type of classic Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom attractions, that's what I love. I mean, I might even say the most. So the People Mover to me totally has that feel. And I really missed it. Every other time to the Magic Kingdom, when there were some longer wait times and we kind of didn't know where to go next, the People Mover would have been a perfect thing to slide right into that spot if we didn't want to wait at that moment for Buzz Lightyear for 45 minutes or a half hour. We could have just said, oh, let's go on the People Mover and then we'll see, maybe the wait time will go down. Who knows? So not having that was definitely a loss, I would say. But having that back is going to be insane. And it looks like we have a whole bunch of rocket ship emojis, which I am loving. Amy, you are so nice. That is awesome. Honestly, I was thinking maybe I would do that, like maybe go on it once during the day and then at night come back on and live stream that one. So I appreciate that, Amy. Thank you so, so much. And guys, Shannon, I know Shannon is obsessed with Mr. Toad. Like, obsessed. That is her go-to. I would say, Shannon, that's got to be your go-to Disney thing. It has to be. So I love Mr. Toad. I love Mr. Toad's Wild Ride back in Disneyland. Love it. It's just, it's a total throwback. And that's just so, so fun to me. And I also love, if you guys haven't seen this before, which I think you have, so many people have seen this, in the Pet Cemetery as you exit the Haunted Mansion in the Magic Kingdom. The Pet Cemetery on your left. If you take a look all the way high up to the left, you will see in there a nod to the extinct, at least in terms of the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World attraction, Mr. Toad. There is a Mr. Toad statue in the Pet Cemetery, and it is awesome. Hello, Nick Gurr. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having fun. Yes, a whole lot of Robert loves the live stream. I do too. I enjoy live streams. Trust me, guys. When I am live streaming, I enjoy streaming just as much as I enjoy watching live streams on like a daily basis. I am a huge, huge fan of watching so many YouTubers streaming live. So to get to kind of do that while I'm there, I just think it's like the coolest thing. I love it. Me too, Kelly. It's just so great. So a couple of other things that have happened. One other thing related to COVID changes is that Disney is no longer propping open trash cans. They are now remaining closed until you actually have to touch and open them. There's one slight change there that I also wanted to mention. There is a lot of reopening happening over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Many stores are reopening. Beverly Sunset used to be Beverly Sunset Spells, but the store on Sunset Boulevard, which I wish I knew the name of right now, and it's totally escaped me because it's like one of my favorite stores in the park. That store with all the Pixar stuff used to be a villain store. Used to be Real Vogue on the right hand side. That store has reopened, and I am so excited because I love that one. You guys know me. I love my Pixar, so I can't wait to go in there and grab a whole bunch of stuff. Patty, I am with you. I enjoyed that too. It was just so much easier to kind of like slide a tray in there or just kind of toss something from like a foot away if you're kind of like on the move and you have like a napkin that you were using. It was like just so nice to toss it without touching. So I am totally with you. Another couple of updates. So much is happening in Epcot. Club Cool is coming back apparently with a cool floor made of recycled Coca-Cola products. So I'm very intrigued to see that. I love Club Cool. Let me know if you guys love or if you hate the Beverly soda in Club Cool. I despise the Beverly soda. I make the face after every time that I would try it. So that is definitely coming back with Club Cool as well. I mean, how could it not? That is like literally a Club Cool staple. So that's super exciting. That's coming back later this year, apparently. So we'll keep you posted on when that actually happens. Plus, to just make the entrance area of Epcot, the main entrance area of Epcot, even more special and perfect and off the charts amazing. All of the points of light, which are little added light features throughout Spaceship Earth, have apparently been either fully installed or mostly installed. I don't think they're going to start just yet. I think that's going to start come the 50th anniversary, probably on October 1st. So really exciting stuff there. That's in full swing. Plus, if you guys don't follow Zach Ridley, Zach Ridley, he's an Imagineer, and he posted, I think yesterday, saying that he has a lot of more exciting Epcot news to share. So even though I will definitely on the Dad's Guide Instagram share all of that, seriously, go ahead and follow him. He's awesome. I love all the stuff that he posts. And just wanted to tease out, in case you hadn't seen, that he's going to be sharing some more Epcot stuff soon. So that will be fun to check out. And as I mentioned before, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort is going to be opening in July, mid-July. I do have a say for what I think is going to be, if all goes well according to plan, the first night that the resort is going to reopen. So I am going to be over the moon if I really do get to be in a Moana themed room on night one. I would just like go crazy. So obviously I'll be live streaming from there, showing you guys all of that. So that's something that we're hoping is going to happen for night one in July. And Ohana is apparently going to be reopening in time for the resort reopening in July. I think the going thought for Ohana is sometime in June, maybe like mid to late June. And if you guys don't know, Ohana at the Polynesian is my ¡1 favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World. So you can imagine the level of my excitement to just like go bananas and go to town at that restaurant once it reopens. So I am just like, there's so much happening. It's feeling so much more normal. It feels like we're finally getting through this. Like we did it, like we've powered through, and we're now getting to a spot where we're going to start going back to the Walt Disney World that we knew before the world stopped in 2020. So it's so super exciting. It's just so nice to see this positivity and these elements of hope and these things to look forward to that can make us happy and make us feel like we're going to get through this and we're going to be all right. And yeah, so much horrible, like beyond description level horrible things happen throughout this 12 plus month journey that we've all been on together, but we are getting there. So I am just so excited to share all this with you guys and talk to you guys about this. It has been amazing, and it's going to be even more amazing in just 10 days. I leave on the 26th. I think the 26th, which should be a Wednesday night. I got to get myself together. I mean, the trip is right around the corner. I don't even know what I'm doing. So 10 days away, Wednesday the 26th, leaving at night, one night at the Polynesian in a deluxe studio, and then a few nights in a one bedroom at the Boardwalk. And guys, I have so many fun things planned. Most of them have to do with food. I will spoil that just a little bit. A lot of things have to do with food, but so many fun things to come. You guys are going to not want to miss out. If you're not yet following us on Instagram, please go ahead and do that at Dad's Guide to WDW. If you're not on our YouTube channel, there's going to be some YouTube exclusive stuff also coming up. Follow Dad's Guide to, I think we're Dad's Guide to Disney World on YouTube. You can find us there. You'll notice the logo that you can see right up there for our channel. Stay tuned to everything. We have so many fun projects planned, so much stuff coming up for this trip. It's going to be amazing. So I hope that you guys will join me for all of that, because it's going to be great. And yes, like we said, plexiglass is going away too. It's going to be great. Tower of Terror, like Shannon mentioned, is the only one that I've seen attraction-wise today for the queue. But if there's more that's going to happen even before my trip, I will definitely keep you all posted with that. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was so much fun. There's going to be a lot of fun around the corner. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And until probably a few days before my trip, always remember, adventure is out there. Bye, guys.